The mayor was nervous, really nervous. He didn't show it. He was one of those, they seemed quiet. But he didn't do more than make as if he was going to grab his suitcase and try to take a beautiful picture with an invisible camera. The owner of the boat didn't realize. He was paying attention to the control panel, looking for the digits he had worked out. Maybe some lost look to the play cam. He had never done such a thing, even he had heard about people who had. We also must say he had never needed. He surveyed the distance to the shore and stared at the horizon, not feeling yet that eager for living. It's far enough, isn't it? The mayor went into the cabin. No, it's not, the owner of the boat answered in an unfriendly way. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to swim that far. The mayor sat down on a box of beers. You know there is a lifeboat, don't you? The owner of the boat laughed. The mayor looked at him badly. He couldn't see his face, but he noticed Don. Of course he knew there was a lifeboat. He didn't remember it, he hadn't thought about it, and almost regretted wearing the last summer trunks that were turning out to be uncomfortable because the saltpeter had stretched them and they had no room inside of those professional with some fewer pounds photographer's trousers. Here, the owner of the boat said to himself. The mayor looked around, feeling the peace of the switched-off engine and the sun warming the frost that threatened with falling over the pleasant green of the distance. He regretted not having a camera to hand. He liked that picture. Wake up! Taking pictures was only an excuse. Open the lock gate. The owner of the boat said, pointing at the steel plate that hid the engine. The mayor obeyed without questioning the change of command and pulled the lever that uncovered a giant gear of rust and oil. Let me! The owner of the boat went down the metallic ladder. The owner of the boat carried the can with the evil plague that was going to solve all their problems. He hadn't second thoughts. The owner of the boat wasn't a determined man, but he never stepped back. He opened the airtight lid, wrinkled his nose, smelling the sand the so-called microorganism gave off. He approached all he could the part of the machinery that touched the water and followed the path to the engine. It took time. The mayor got impatient, picking his watch as if it was useful for hurrying his friend up. He came out covered in sweat and grease. You can't go back like that, the mayor told him. Don't bother, I have my tuxedo in the cabin. The owner of the boat laughed. But they are going to realize we manipulated the mayor got worried. Look, you need to do the same effort to manipulate the engine than to govern it. The owner of the ship dropped with sarcasm. It was true. The mayor looked eagerly for the lifeboat to lift the ship before the water reached their feet. Have a beer, man. The owner of the boat invited, giving him a pat on the back, seeing his despair. Wouldn't it be better to leave as soon as possible? The mayor despaired. What's the hurry? You actually wanted to see the game, don't you? Turn on the radio, if you will, the owner of the boat said sincerely. What do you mean with what's the hurry? The ship is going to sink, the poor man shouted. The owner of the boat took long to understand his friend's desperation. Why should a ship with an out-of-service engine sink? He didn't understand the mayor's thinking line. Why is it going to sink? Don't you see it's not really rust? That's why we need the Blake, just to make it look like the owner of the boat argued. Let's see. The mayor gave his nerves free rein. We needed the Blake to make the ship sink, so the insurance people couldn't land. The engine was already broken. The owner of the ship got at last his friend's reasons, and at the same time he got that Earl Blake was pretty more aggressive than he had been told, or they had a pretty little problem. He hadn't done any leak, neither he knew how to do it in a way it didn't seem to be made on purpose. And you say you know about these things? The mayor took the control of the situation. Go down there right now. I'll go down every time you want, but it will be the same. The owner of the ship didn't see any way out. Don't fuck me, don't fuck me. The bad temper came out of the mayor. But the Blake is in the engine. The insurance people see it, and the owner of the ship was speaking seriously. The mayor looked at him from the corner of his eye with the exact energy, so the owner of the boat went back to the ship depths and found out how to make a leak to sink the boat in a furtive way. Once he got to undo one of the pieces, it was easy. He even got scared seeing the fragility of that frame he, until then, had considered a fortress. Hurry up, hurry up! The mayor heard with relief from the bridge. So you are in a hurry now, you bastard! The mayor laughed. Take the bloody lifeboat! The owner of the boat yelled, gesticulating like crazy, without control. The water is coming in buckets! The mayor laughed like the owner of the boat had laughed before. Was that hysteric man the sea dog telling mermaid stories at the tavern? Was that hysteric man the one telling him how to do things? Poor babies we are, the mayor laughed.